Hi guys, how's it going, and welcome to a new video. So, I have a pretty exciting thing to show you guys today. I am actually completely finished with all of the achievement diaries, and I think I was the second person to get the achievement diary cape. Trance Music was the first, so congrats to him. And as far as I know, I was the second person, but I'm not positive. But I didn't see anyone else that posted anywhere on social media that got it. But here's the outfit for you guys, and here is the achievement diary cape. And for anyone who's wondering, no, it does not have an emote yet. When you try to do the skill cape emote, it says achievement diary emote coming soon, and it just does a wave. But I'm going to show you guys all of the items that you get, all of the new interesting rewards you can get from the diary completion, and basically everything that you might want to know about diaries. So this is what the full outfit looks like, and stats and everything, and this is with the Western Provinces banner. There are two equipable items, and there's no arrow slot item, but these are all of the items and what they look like, and I'll take off each one and just quickly show you stats on each one. So if you guys want to pause for each one and see what the stats are on a specific item, I'll go through them. The only one that actually matters is the Adorned Cloak. It actually has very good stats. The rest of them are basically just cosmetic. Really don't have much as far as bonuses. The Explorer's Ring does have a +1 prayer bonus, so I guess that's kind of nice. It might be useful in some situations. But the rest of them really aren't too good. The Wilderness Sword, as you noticed earlier, has really bad stats. It's not a good actual weapon. It's more just for the perks. And yeah, the Amulet has no stats whatsoever. Boots, hardly anything, and they have a weird clipping issue going on with pants like this. If you wear these, then it fixes it, but if you take these off, it has a weird clipping issue going on with these. And Shield, I think it's the only one I haven't showed you guys. Yeah, nothing too exciting as far as the stats, but just if any of you guys are curious about that. But we'll throw it back on, and I'll show you guys some of the stuff you can do with the actual items first. So basically every single item has some kind of right-click option on it. Most of them have teleports on them. I think all of them actually do have teleports besides the Varrock armor, so their teleports, actually no, the Falador Shield doesn't either, but most of them have teleports on them, so I'll show you where all the different teleports go. Some of them are unlimited, some of them are not. So a lot of people are really excited about the Adorned Cloak, and I'll give you guys another close-up on it. I'll take off all the other items if you want to see the cloak, since you can't really see it from there, but this is what the Adorned Cloak looks like. It looks really nice. It's got the purpley tint on it, which I really am a fan of for sure, but yeah, it looks quite good. And it has two teleports on it. One is to the Kandran Monastery, so I'll show you that real quick. They're the same exact ones as they were in RS3. So this one brings you right near the monastery. It's close to the poison ivy bush, or just the bush patch in general, and the altar. And you also have the Adorned Farm, which is probably a lot more useful. Very nice for farming, because it brings you right here. All the teleports don't have any special animations, they're just the old ones. And the Explorer's Ring does have the cabbage port, so it brings you right into the cabbage patch, which is pretty nice. And also has the feature of recharging your energy. I believe you can do this 3 times per day, full recharge with the elite reward. Cabbage port and both of these teleports on Adorned Cloak are unlimited when you have the elite rewards. Kandran Headgear has a teleport that brings you to Sherlock, and you can do this 3 times per day with the elite reward, so that's kind of convenient if you're doing elite clues. The Desert Amulet has unlimited teleports to Narda, which is very nice because it's the best way to get to Narda. It used to be that you'd have to teleport with fairy rings and then run south. This brings you right near Zahur, who has some new nice features that you guys will see soon also. Mauritania Legs 4, they have 2 different teleports. One is to the Ectofuntus Pit, which is limited to a certain number of times per day. I think it might be 5, but I can't remember exactly. It brings you right down to the bottom of the Ectofuntus Pit. Basically useless, but it's something. And the Bird Rot teleport is much more useful. It's basically the same thing as the minigame teleport. Actually, no, it's not, sorry. It brings you right into the center of Bird which is the village south of the minigame teleport, south of Morton. So this is actually really good, especially if you're going to be doing, like temple trekking, something like that, where you just want to get here quickly. And also for barrows, really, really nice. So that's definitely great to have. I think that might be limited, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I will have all of the rewards linked in the description if you guys want to check that out and read through it. And you can see for sure for yourselves. Fremenic Sea Boots, they do have a teleport on them, and it brings you to Ruleka. Unfortunately, I've already used that, but it brings you right into the center of the Ruleka city. And you can only use 1 per day, even with the elite, which kind of sucks. But it's better than nothing. Most of you guys probably know where Karamja Glows go already, because that's the same as they were with the old ones. But it does bring you to this little gem mine hidden underneath the gem mine in the Shiloh village. So that's kind of nice. Falador Shield 4 does not have any teleports, but it does have a prayer restoration. A full prayer restoration, I believe, is 2 times per day with the elite reward, so that's pretty nice. You take along with your Slayer tasks a couple times a day. The Wilderness Sword can actually teleport you up into the Fountain of Rune, so I'm not going to do that right now just because I don't want to go into deep wildy, but you can do 3 teleports to the Fountain of Rune per day with the elite Wilderness Sword. so that's nice for charging up your glories or Rings of Wealth. And finally, the Western Banner 4 actually has a really nice teleport on it also, especially if you're into fishing monkfish. So that's basically the only thing up here, but teleport right into the center of Piscator's fishing colony, and you can do that unlimited times. And also, I guess if you're mining iron ore, it's probably one of the easiest ways to get to the iron ore mining spot, which is down south of here. When you complete the achievement diaries, you also can unlock the ability to get a trimmed quest cape. And the way you actually trim it is just a right-click option. You can untrim it and trim it as you please. So that's kind of interesting. Never really seen that before as far as capes being trimmed and untrimmed and stuff like that. But there is the trimmed quest cape, and it means the exact same thing as the achievement diary cape basically, because both of them are unlocked from completing all the diaries and all the quests. So here is the achievement diary cape and hood, and trimmed quest cape and hood. Looks pretty nice. I honestly like the trimmed quest cape better, but I feel like the achievement diary cape stands out a bit more since it's got the different coloring, and a lot of people probably wouldn't notice the trim on the quest cape right away. But in the future I may end up just wearing around the trim quest cape because it's a little bit nicer looking in my opinion. But also one more item that you can get from doing the Mauritania task actually is the Bone Crusher. And with the elite rewards for the Bone Crusher, you get full prayer XP. And what the Bone Crusher does, for anyone who doesn't know, it's an item in RS3 that you get from Dungeoneering, and now it's in Old School. When you have it in your inventory and kill a monster, it will bury the bones automatically and just give you prayer XP. So basically you just get prayer XP after killing a monster. And in Old School you do actually have to charge it with ecto tokens, and you get 25 charges, and each charge counts for 1 bone per ecto token. So in my bank I had like 400 ecto tokens and just used it on to see what happens. And I have over 10,000 charges, so it'll last a very, very long time. So the cost of charging it is very minimal and very easy to get. And also with Mauritania diaries you can get free, or you can get your bones turned into bone meal and buckets of slime a certain amount of times per day. So basically you can just do that like once and you'll have plenty of ecto tokens that'll last pretty much forever for the Bone Crusher. You do get full XP for the crushed bones at Elite, and you get half XP at Hard. But no matter what, it's pretty good, and you'll probably, like, if you use this all the way to 99 Slayer, it'll get you a decent amount of prayer XP and basically just save some money. And also clears up the drops on the floor, which is the reason I like it, honestly. I don't really care that much about the prayer XP. Even if it didn't give prayer XP, I would still use it just because it's nice to see the drops on the ground without bones. I don't know why I like it so much, but I kind of just do. Alright, so for the rest of the video, I'm going to show you guys some of the nice things that you can get as rewards from the achievement diaries, just various little things you can do, shortcuts, etc. So the first thing, I'm going to show you all the new shortcuts that are unlocked. That first one was near Burthorpe. You can take a shortcut and like around the wall to the Chaos Temple. This one is the Fountain of Ruin, not the Fountain of Ruin, the Hero Skill Fountain. You don't have to run all the way around. This one is in the Motherlode Mine. It's a nice tunnel right next to the bank. It's probably actually better to use this than it is to run up north, like I was used to doing before when I was doing a bit of Motherlode. And this one is on Miscellanea. You can jump across the stepping stone to get to Etzeteria. And unlike in RC, you don't actually have to be wielding the Pharming Sea Boots, which is kind of nice. Next up is actually a really good one. This one is at the Trollheim Pharming Patch. Rather than having to run all the way down in there, it saves yourself a bit of time each farm run. Just climb right up, and you're up on top with the Pharming Patch right there. And this one is in Shallow Village. Finally, we have a stepping stone. I wanted this so bad. And also in Shallow Village, you can go through the door and use the blacksmith's furnace for free. As you can see, no coins required when you have the elite diaries done. And this is another shortcut. This one is in Brimhaven Dungeon, and you can just run down south, and it brings you right around over and brings you to the Red Dragons. This one's probably not very useful at all because I don't think anyone kills red dragons ever. I don't think they're even assigned to Slayer tasks by any Slayer Master as far as I know. But it's kind of nice anyways. You can just use a shortcut and you're right over at the Red Dragon. Saves you some time if you happen to want to go kill those. And this one is really good. Caliphate Queen, or just Caliphate Lair in general, shortcut that saves you a bit of time. It would be nice if there was another one that was like a elite reward where you could run even further, like go right through to the KQ Lair, but it's something anyways. And this one is a wall shortcut underneath the Draenor wall. I guess it saves you a little bit of time if you're going to the Spirit Tree patch, but really kind of useless because running around takes about the same amount of time, to be honest. And this one is actually Lumbridge Swamp. It brings you over to the desert. So this is the southern end of the Lumbridge Swamp right in the middle, and it brings you right over to the desert. And actually, if you just run a tiny bit more south and a little bit to the east, you'll come right along to the Caliphate Lair. So it may actually be a good way to get to the Caliphate Lair. I forget whether it's an elite reward or what, but it may actually be useful. And this one is on Mostly Harmless. You can run across and go right over there rather than have to run all the way around in the jungle. And next up is actually some interesting stuff. You can choose which teleport you use on the lever. And also, this is the Wilderness Sword teleport, if any of you guys are curious about it. It brings you right up to the Fountain of Rune. But yeah, you can choose which location you want to go with the Wilderness lever. And here's another shortcut. I think this is the last one. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't actually. But this is one the south side of the Lava Dragon Isle, so you can get up to the Lava Dragon without having to run all the way around if you're coming from the south. And there was one more that was listed, which they said was in the Deep Wilderness Dungeon. And so I ran all the way through the Deep Wilderness Dungeon and did not see any shortcuts, so I was kind of confused about this one. This is like the official title of this dungeon is the Deep Wilderness Dungeon, and that's what it says on the rewards. And so I ran all the way through the dungeon and did not see any shortcut symbol on the minimap and did not see anything that I could interact with. So it seems like either I'm missing something, or they forgot to do this, or they decided not to do it after all. I can't really see it being that useful anyways, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be there. I was kind of confused about that. Next up are a few different areas that you can unlock with different diaries. So this one is the new cooking, like the little bank with the range in the cooking guild, and you need to do, I think it's very hard to access this, and you have a range there, and it's pretty nice. I mean, the Rogue's Den is better because you don't have to move it all from the banker, but that's kind of nice, I guess, if you want a cool spot. And this next one, very interesting and probably going to be very, very good for a lot of people, especially people that don't want to do black chins. I'm kind of annoyed that I made a hunter guide right before this came out. I didn't really think about it. This is the private red chin hunter area that you get after doing the western provinces. I believe it's hard that you get this red chin hunter area, and it is completely private. Other people can't get in there, so that's going to be really good. And this one is kind of just a little funny perk. There's this monkey skull, and this whole room was never able to be accessed before diaries. With the western provinces, I forget which level it is, maybe it's hard, I don't know. You can actually get through this door finally. It was always locked before. And you can pick up this monkey skull and actually make a new Grigri with it. And this Grigri has always been in the game, but it's just never been possible to make it, so I don't think they had to actually code it. But yeah, if you take it all the way down to Zunok, bring him a monkey talisman and everything, you get a new Grigri. And it looks really, really cool, and I don't know, for some reason it's cool to me. It's just one little piece of content that I've never been able to get to before, but on RS3 they did eventually make it possible, but it's never been possible on Old School. But if I throw it on, there it is. It's a Gorilla Grigri, but it's dark gray with a blue face. Pretty crazy looking. I really like that. Definitely going to wear that whenever I happen to need to wear a Grigri for sure. But yeah, it looks pretty badass. Alright, so next up, a couple more teleports you can do. You can toggle location on both Camelot teleport and Watchtower teleport. I'll show you guys later. But this one, you can toggle it to Sears Village, and it'll bring you right in front of the Sears Bank, which is kind of nice. And then you can go down. There are a couple of things you can claim per day. One of them is you can claim flax from this guy in the flax fields. With the elite rewards, you can claim 250 per day, and you can claim 250 pure essence from Wizard Property once per day also. Basically pointless. I mean, it's hardly any money, but I guess, you know, you can if you want. You can also claim 50 random runes. It changes what type of rune it is every day, but you can claim 50 random runes with the elites from, I think it's Lundile is his name. Next up is something that's going to be very widely used and probably one of the nicer things from these for sure, and it is the new Pharming Patch. And this is the best way to get there if any of you guys are wondering, but there is going to be a sixth, or there is already a sixth herb patch, and it is located on the Harmony Island. So most of the Harmless teleport scroll, and then you run down and transport with the Brother Tranquility, I think his name is, and then you get yourself to Harmony, and then you run a little bit north and you find yourself an herb patch, and it's right next to the allotment patch, which is already there. It's kind of odd mechanics. So when you try to use the Fertile Soil spell on it, it says this spell doesn't work here, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it has something to do with the island itself. You can't use spells or something. But I guess in order to use this patch, at least to compost it, you actually have to use Super Compost. Maybe they'll fix this in the future, I don't really know, but it's kind of odd. Maybe I should look into that more, but it's just kind of weird. But yeah, Super Compost, planted myself a torchful here, so there are 6 herb patches now, so that's kind of nice, I guess. And the new furnace in Edgeville is kind of cool also, and with that you have like a 10% chance of smelting 2 bars at once, and same with 10% chance of mining 2 ores at once. And another Varrock thing is that you can claim a certain amount of battle stats per day for only 7k each, and then you should be able to sell them on the GE for a higher price. I think I sold these ones for around 8.3k each, something like that. This right here is free daily alchemy with the Explorer's Ring. So with the Explorer's Ring Elite, you can cast 30 high alchemy spells per day without using any runes, and you also don't get any XP. But it's basically you can make some profit off certain items if you want to do that 30 times per day. I think with the easy ones you can do it with low level alchemy, so that's probably not worth ever doing. With Elite, you can do it with High Level Alchemy, and this is another new spell. Well, not the other one was a new spell, but that's the Recharged Dragonstone Jewelry spell. So it charges all of your glories with 4 charge. It charges your combat bracelets. It charges skill necklaces. It does not charge Rings of Wealth. And next up is the Tan Hide spell. So I'm just going to show you guys quickly the prices of what Black Dragon Hide and Dragon Leathers are looking like right now, and what you can actually do with the Tan Hide spell. So the Tan Hide spell, you can cast it once every 3 ticks, and it tans 5 hides. Uses 1 nature rune and 2 astral runes, and gives you 81 magic experience. So with perfect ticks, you can tan 10,000 hides per hour, and you can get about 162k magic XP per hour. Keep in mind that's with perfect ticks, that's with perfect tick banking, which is basically very difficult to do. You have to have a very advanced HK script for that, but if you do it with perfect ticks, you can actually, with current prices, profit about 1.9 mil per hour, which is insane. And this is another thing you can do with Zahur, is you can make unfinished potions with her, which you didn't used to be able to do, for 200 GP each, and also you can put 8 charges on your Pharaoh Scepter with the elite rewards, and you can put more depending on the diary that you've completed. I think that's most of the more interesting stuff that I can show you guys, but there are a couple other things that I'm just going to mention to you guys quickly. One, well, a couple things actually that affect Slayer, other than the Bone Crusher, is that you can actually get a 5th block with the Lumbridge Elite completed. So if you have you have to have Quest Cake to do Lumbridge Elite, but I'll show you guys, I have a 5th task blocked right now, which is really cool. I blocked Blue Dragon since I think that's my most common skip task, so I got that done. And also with the Western Provinces Elite, which does require 93 Slayer, keep that in mind, you will get 15 points per test from Neve and just get the exact same points as Duradel gives. So that's kind of nice also. You don't ever really need to use Duradel because Neve is better XP. I guess if you want to get a little bit better profit tasks, then you might want to use Duradel. And a few other things with the Wilderness, I think it's with Elite, you get Dragon Bones in the Wilderness dropped are always noted. So if you're killing green dragons, it might actually be a decent moneymaker. I'm sure it's not as good as other things, but I guess it's something, and having noted Dragon Bones in the Wilderness, it also is a high risk. But another thing that is noted is Dag Bones. When you complete the hard... Actually, no, sorry, it's the Elite Fremenic, you get noted Dagonoth Bones dropped, which is actually going to be really good for prayer in general, because there'll be more of a supply for Dagonoth Bones. With the Wilderness Obelisk, you can actually select which one you're going to teleport to. You can get up to 5 ecumenical keys at once rather than 3. With the Western Provinces, you can get access to a Crystal Halberd, which works the same way as a Crystal Bow or Crystal Shield. I'm not going to bother getting one because I don't think it's that useful, and I don't want to spend the money for it because it's going to be like 900k. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks the same as what the elves wield, so you can see what it looks like if you just go find an elf that has a melee weapon. You can get free access to the carpets and the Shanty Pass when you do desert, so you don't have to pay any money to get carpet rides and going through the Shanty Pass. And also you don't have to pay to get into the Hardwood Grove when you do the Karamja Elite, which is kind of cool. You get 1 daily resurrection in the Fight Caves when you've completed Karamja Elite, so that means if you die in the Fight Caves, you'll be resurrected on the spot and have another, like, you'll be at the exact same spot as you were when you died, and that works once per day. With farming, there's a ton of different effects on farming. There's XP boost, there's boost to yield, there's boost to I think it's the Falador tree patch will never die once you get to the Elite. And one that is actually quite significant but doesn't really seem like that much is you get 25% more Marks of Grace at the Adorned Agility course if you have the Adorned Cloak Elite. So that's actually a pretty big deal, and definitely increases the profit of doing agility, which is pretty nice. And also the Adorned Cloak itself gives a 10% boost to success rate of pickpocketing, and I think that also actually it gives you the boost for success rate of going through the doors in Pyramid Plunder. I don't think it affects the actual urns, but I think it does affect the doors, so it might have a very small effect on Pyramid Plunder. But anyways, I think that's pretty much everything that I can show you guys. There's probably a couple things that I did miss. Actually, one more thing that I forgot about until now. You can get basically Elite Void when you do the Western Provinces hard. You can spend, I think it's like 200 pest points per item, or maybe it's a different amount per item, but you get a prayer bonus on each one of the pieces. I think you can get like a +3 prayer bonus on each Void piece, which is quite good, especially if you're going to be like chinning in Apatol. But I don't know if it's really worth the time to get, but you know, a lot of people really like Void, so that's kind of cool. And also the Varrock Armor 4 will act as a Prospector top, and you do have to have full Prospector to actually complete the Falador task, I think it is, but maybe if you don't have Prospector, you can do the Varrock task and actually get a Varrock Armor and never have to get a Prospector top, but I'm not sure about that. You may have to have Prospector, but it does have the effect of giving the full 2.5% boost, and also has the boost of mining, so that's kind of nice. And I think that's pretty much everything that I can show to you guys, so thanks a lot for watching. I do apologize that this video, the commentary hasn't been great. I've been feeling pretty sick and just, you know, yeah, congested and all that good stuff. But I guess this video is more about the content than the commentary anyways, because this is pretty cool stuff. So I'll leave you guys with the Achievement Diary Skill Cape emote. See you guys later, thanks a lot for watching, and definitely drop comments below with any questions, comments, concerns you have. If you have questions about specific tasks, how to do them, because they are kind of buggy, I can definitely answer that, but I don't want to talk about it in this video just because they're probably going to be patched and changed and stuff. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.